All right, tubers. Madam Roy back again. By now, most of you probably know that the Windows 10 May 2019 update has come out, version 1903. But a lot of you guys have asked me in the past, Matt, how do you actually upgrade to the latest version of Windows 10? Because believe it or not, the Windows 10 updater, which, as most of you guys know, is in the control panel here. You go into Windows settings, or they're called Windows settings now, I should say, and you go into update and security. Now, a lot of times you can check for an update, but it will not update to the latest version of Windows 10 automatically. So what you guys are going to want to do, and you'll actually see it in the thumbnail, you need to go to the Windows 10 software download center, and the link is right there. And if you go ahead and type that in, you'll come to this screen right here. And then you can see right here it says Windows 10 May 2019 update now available. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And it's going to go ahead and download the update link, which I'm going to go ahead and open up in the browser. I'm using Google Chrome. Going to go ahead and click yes, because you have to say yes or it won't let you open it. Do I want to allow this app to make changes? Yes, I do. Ever since Microsoft started that in Windows Vista, UAC, User Access Control. And then you'll see this come up, Windows 10 Update Assistant, update to the latest version of Windows 10. One of the best features of Windows 10 is that it keeps getting better with each update. This PC is currently not running the latest and most secure version of Windows 10. My version on there is 1809, so I'm going to be upgrading to the May update, which is 1903. Go ahead and click Update Now. It's going to go ahead and run a quick compatibility check, make sure that my CPU memory and I have enough disk space. I'll make sure I have all of that, which I know I do, but let's just say, for argument's sake, you were running low on disk space, it would have a big X there, but it just went automatically because it saw everything was fine, but normally you would have to click Continue. And at this point, you can see it's downloading. So this is actually downloading on my Dell XPS 8700 right now. But what if you want to install this on something quite a bit older, such as this particular computer that I just listed for sale? This is actually an HP Pavilion A1600N running in AMD Athlon 64X2 3800 plus. There's a 2 gigahertz dual core AMD processor in here. This computer dates from about 2007. I have significantly upgraded this computer just to show you guys what I've done to this. And I bet a bunch of you are probably saying, Matt, there is no way you can run Windows 10 on that computer. But guess what? You absolutely can. You can see on here it's got the Athlon 64, just like I said, dual core 3800. I actually was able to put 8 gigabytes of memory in this computer, and Windows is activated. It is running a genuine version of Windows 10 Pro. But let's go ahead and see what version of Windows this is actually running. And I do know what version it's running, but I figured it'd be fun for you guys just to see it with me. It is running 1809, so we have the fall preview. Now we need to go ahead and upgrade to the May Windows 10 update, version 1903. Now you're probably asking yourself, Matt, will this actually run the latest version? Well, we're going to find out right now. I'm going to go ahead and open Google Chrome up. And by the way, I do have the original keyboard that came with this computer. How cool is this thing? This is actually a PS2 keyboard with almost no wear on it. It's got those cool media buttons that the late 90s to mid 2000s computers were so fond of. It even has eject buttons for both of the CD-ROMs. Let's see if that actually works. So before we do this, I definitely want to try that. Now, this particular computer only has one optical drive, so it'd probably be eject button number 1. Let's see. I'm going to push it. Does it work? Yeah, apparently not. Maybe it's 2. Let's see what happens if I hit 2. Now, because the CD-ROM in this definitely works. I mean, I upgraded it, so apparently these particular media buttons don't really work. I bet the volume one does. Let's see. Volume button seems to work just fine on here, so it's kind of hit and miss. But let's go ahead and try to install the Windows 10 version 1903, the latest Windows 10 May update on this old mid-2000s HP computer. We're going to go ahead and do, let's see, search for Windows 1903 update, and we'll go ahead and just click on it right there. Very hard for me to do this left-handed. Scroll down. I think this is the one I want. Let's see. Windows 10 1903 rollout. That should be it. Let's see if I can get it this way. Nope, I don't want to do it this way because it's going to make me go through a whole bunch of extra screens. Dang, I just did it on the other computer. Hang on a second, guys. Here we go. This is the link I clicked. And of course, I could just go over and copy and paste it, but I didn't do that, so oh well. But you see, there are a bunch of different ways to actually do this. New release. It's not giving me the link that it did before. This is the one for the IT professionals, which I am, but I really don't need to technically do it this way. Here we go. Software Download Center. All right, here we go. Windows 10 May 2019 now available. Let's see if it'll actually work on this computer. Click the link, downloaded it. Gonna open it up. Just gonna go ahead and move the mouse over. I'm gonna use the mouse left-handed right now. All right. Checking compatibility. This is what I want to know. Well, would you look at that, tubers? It is compatible. CPU, memory, and disk space. We're going to go ahead and click Next. And I'll go ahead and see if it does indeed update. And I'm pretty sure it will, because it wouldn't get this far if it wasn't, the update assistant wasn't 100% sure it was compatible. But this just goes to show you, Windows 10 is still very usable on older computers with the right upgrades. Now, that being said, I would not use a Windows 10 on a computer of this age without at least 6 gigs of RAM. Now, this has 8. If you're only running 4 because this is running a older dual-core processor, you would probably struggle. But with the right upgrades, Windows 10 will run just fine on here. Let me see if we've got any questions. i386 says, my UAC is turned off. Well, I leave mine on mainly because I can get a little heavy-handed at times, and I click on things once in a while that I shouldn't. You already made a ISO on a USB flash drive. I'm going to do that later on today. I just really haven't had a chance to do that. Mark Covington wants to know if Windows 10 can be installed on just about any computer. Well, not just about any computer. Most modern computers it can be. Pretty much a good rule of thumb is anything that can run Windows 7 generally can run Windows 10 as long as you have enough RAM. Because honestly, Windows 10 really doesn't require that much hard drive space, but it does require at least 4 gigabytes of RAM. And don't let anybody tell you different, because people will say, oh, you can run it on a system with 2 gigabytes or 3 gigabytes. Maybe you can, but you wouldn't want to. It would be super, super slow. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I have for a video card in here, because I know somebody's been asking about that. This is actually rocking an older card, but a very capable card. This has got a NVIDIA GeForce 9500 GT with a gig of dedicated video memory. So you're not going to be doing a lot of high-end gaming on this, but You could do like mid 2000s to maybe like 2012 games on this in medium settings, I would say. No Fortnite. You would definitely not be playing Fortnite on this computer. But again, these older systems can definitely be worth picking up if you know the right upgrades to do with them, or to install on them, I should say. Lee Gibbs, did you run the update on your main computer or did you install a fresh copy? I'm actually running the update right now. This is my main system here, my Dell XPS 8700. It's at 74% right now. Now, believe it or not, I have not had a fresh install of Windows on this computer in about 2 or 3 years. I actually upgraded this from Windows 8 to Windows 10, and I've just been doing the Windows updates as they come out, and all the different fall and spring previews. And this is still running the same installation of Windows 10 that I had on here from about 2 or 3 years ago. So don't let people tell you that Windows 10 is not stable over a long period of time. It really, really is. George Stewart said, nice setup. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. This computer has been my workhorse now for the last going on 5 years. And I love this thing. This is a Core i7, fourth gen, 4790, not the K, but it is the 4790, so it's not overclockable. As for doing a fresh install when it comes to the latest version of Windows 10, you can do that, but it really isn't necessary. And if for some reason, let's say I did this update and the computer just crashed, it didn't, want to boot again, it wouldn't be a big deal for me to do a fresh install of Windows. And that's because on this computer, I keep all of my important documents on my external hard drives. Like you can see, I actually have actually I have two external hard drives here. I have a MyBook, which is Western Digital, and I have a Seagate, both 5 terabytes, and I have another 4 terabyte internal hard drive. So all of my documents are actually backed up on these three drives. So I have a single backup, a secondary backup or tertiary backup, and then I have a third backup. So basically, the only thing that's installed on my SSD is the operating system itself and a few select music files, which I also have on these drives. So basically, if I ever had to, I could just wipe the SSD, reinstall Windows, and I would still have access to all of my files on here. Mr. Smash 69 says, I do a fresh install. I'm going to turn you guys around here. I do a fresh install of Windows every couple of months. That really, honestly, that really shouldn't be necessary unless you're doing stuff that degrades Windows very quickly. I've never found it necessary. Like I said, I'm running off the same installation of Windows on here that I've had for like 2, 3 years now or more. But again, it all depends on what you guys are using the computer for. Let's say, how do you guys like my Alvin hat back there, by the way? Let's say you're a real power user and you're installing a lot of programs, transferring a lot of files back and forth to the main hard drive, maybe to an external hard drive, running a lot of virtual machines, then yeah, you may have to reinstall Windows more often, but doing it every few months, I honestly couldn't see that. Mr. Smash 69 said, my laptop is 10 years old, so it will slow down over time. That is a problem with Windows. Not so much when it's installed on an SSD, but when you have it installed on a conventional hard drive. There is something called fragmentation where your files will get scattered over the hard drive, and as you install more and more and more, the files will get more scattered around the hard drive, and that'll slow your computer down. But all you have to do is download a disk defragmenter. I like to use AusLogic, ASULOGIC disk defrag. Do not, I repeat, do not use the default Windows 10 defragmenter or any of the Windows ones. They are garbage. They take forever, and they really don't do a very good job. But if you download something like AusLogic disk defrag, you can actually schedule that to do to defragment your hard drive on a weekly, a daily, or a monthly basis. Now I'm going to add a footnote here. If you have a solid state hard drive as your boot drive, do not defragment a solid state hard drive. You will destroy it. Main reason being there is no need to defragment a solid state hard drive. The reason you defragment conventional hard drives is because they have a motor and a platter. Basically, all your data is stored helically on a platter. And what you have to do is when you defragment, it actually takes the data and puts it in a contiguous order again. Because again, over time, your data is going to get scattered all over that hard drive. So again, if you have an SSD, don't defragment it. Mr. Smash says, I have a regular hard drive plus only has a Core 2 Duo. Again, use your defragmenter. You should absolutely be fine. All right, tubers, that's going to be it for this live stream. I just wanted to get that information out there. It's actually doing really, really well. I'm going to turn you guys around here. It is going to install just fine on here. I am 100% positive of that. Please continue to like and subscribe. And as always,